rock your body and time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line, rock your body and time.
South Africa, and a very, very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D. Happy Friday, everybody.
It's the weekend, baby. My favorite day of the week, South Africa. Good afternoon. My name is Palisa Dembe, and whoa, are we in the weekend mood?
So, of course, it is finally the weekend, and today we are getting the vibe going with Joburg-based hip-hop artist True Crack, who just dropped his latest single, The Llanos, and of course, he's going to be performing it live in the Loft.
Plus, I had to recently face my fears, Jeannie. Oh my goodness!
What did you do?
And I did something I've never done before, and I never thought I would do before. Jeannie, I jumped off a mountain with a parachute.
Oh my goodness, how much fun is that?
It was so much fun. I have to do it again, but I do have a fear of heights. But don't worry, South Africa, I definitely brought a camera crew to capture all the action for you.
Oh, amazing. And of course, today's show is dominated with health news, and of course, the headlines are dominated with, health news since the beginning of the year, since the coronavirus, of course, has caused global hysteria. And today we are unpacking the virus and, of course, getting a better understanding of what exactly it is and how it works.
Absolutely. So everyone can turn off all the alarms and turn off all the frights. Here we're going to get all the information we need to get. But first, though, Theatre on the Bay, of course, in Cape Town, was one of Cape Town's most respected stages.
I
had the privilege of going to Theatre of the Bay for the first time. And their newest shows, The Producer, is based on a 1976 film by Mel Brooks. And Afternoon Express and I had the pleasure of going behind the scenes.
Amazing. I can't wait to see it.
We're at the Riviera of Africa's Atlantic seaboard to go behind the scenes with the cast and crew for Peter Terrine's production of Mel Brooks' musical comedy, The Producers. But let's go inside to catch the cast warming up. Among them, television audience favorites Terence Bridget, Earl Gregory, and Raquel Mann. I'm privileged enough to be joined by the cast of The Producers by Mel Brooks. And Raquel, you have done such a sterling job exuding the confidence and the fierceness of Eula. And she definitely preaches if you've got it, flaunt it, which I'm all about.
When you got it, flaunt it. Show your assets, let them know you're proud. When you got it, show it. Put your hidden treasures on display.
Why do you think audiences light up every single time she hits the stage?
Well, I think, she's only introduced right at the end of the first act, so she's a bit of a breath of fresh air. She comes in and she acts very innocent. She's just liberal in her own European way, and she's just quite funny. And she's a fun character to play, and I think it's just, the excitement. And she's the only female lead character in this production, so it gives it a big flair. Yeah.
It's also played by Raquel, who looks spectacular in a particular dress. And,
there we go.
And she can high kick, honey.
You want to come to see these legs do this?
There we go. Okay.
Work it.
It's coming out now.
Terence, you've definitely played a range of characters, from action stars to romantic leads. How difficult is it to nail comedy, especially in song?
I'm a theatre-trained actor as much as I do spend a lot of time on television and in front of cameras. So it's delightful for me to be back on the stage. I love musical theatre as well, and the three of us, actually, they had just graduated. They had just graduated 15 years ago. We did Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat together, also for Peter Terrine Productions. So it's great to be on stage together again.
It's wonderful.
Full circle moment for all of us.
Full reunion. Yeah.
So that's really special. But I must say, it is another level of fitness. I have a particular costume. You'll see in Act 1, it's a very, very fitted dress. Not as fitted as Raquel's, but I did have to lose 15 kilograms and get musical theatre fit again to keep up with the young ones here.
If I could bottle you, I'd shove you under my armpits every day.
Earl, I have to come over to you. Now, Mel Brooks' lyrics are very comedic. How do you ensure that you articulate the information, but also relay that entertainment value?
I think comedy is one of the most difficult genres to do in theatre because it's just, it's all about timing, it's all about intention, it's all about pace, and you either have the audience on your side or you don't. But I think Mel Brooks has done an amazing job with the script. It's all there in black and white, and it's so brilliantly and cleverly crafted, which just makes our job so much easier.
The show is about producers Max and Leo, who realized that they could get richer by producing a flop rather than a hit. Setting out to create a flop, they instead end up with a hit, throwing their lives into chaos. Dwayne, tap dancing is such an exciting genre of dance. Why do you think it sits particularly perfectly in this show, and why do audiences keep coming back?
You can't think of a Broadway show without thinking tap dancing. They're synonymous with each other. All the big, great musicals have an element of tap in them, and even though this wasn't written in that era, it throws back to a lot of those sort of lovely, heartwarming, heartfelt musicals. There are so many references in this musical to big musicals from the years gone by, and the music, the orchestration, all of that just lends itself to this beautiful tap dancing, which I've had great fun choreographing. You don't often get the opportunity to do it, and the cast do a great job of sort of bringing that nostalgia back of that bygone era.
Garth, tell us about genres of music in The Producers, and what are some of the influences?
The amazing thing about Mel Brooks and his writing is he loves to use this divisive pastiche. So it's basically taking styles of music that people are familiar with or are often not exposed to. So the music in The Producers is a wide range of old school Hollywood, Fred and Ginger sort of orchestral sounds with big band swing, with a little bit of Broadway showbiz, jazz, and even a German Bavarian sort of hop clop dance. So it's a fantastic mixture that really gives us the eccentricity of Mel Brooks's writing. And I must say that every piece in the production is a showstopper in itself, both choreographically and musically, which means that the cast work incredibly hard to make every number a show-stopping one.
Well, The Producers runs at the Theatre on the Bay in Camps Bay in Cape Town until the 28th of March, and then we go to Peter Turin Theatre at Monte Cassino from the 3rd of April until the end of May.
Wow, looks like an absolutely brilliant show. Now, if you would like to win 2 tickets to go and watch The Producers at Peter Turin's Theatre on the Bay in Cape Town or Peter Turin's Monte Cassino Theatre in Johannesburg, then enter our SMS competition. SMS the keyword WIN, followed by your full name and your city to 33650. SMSs are R1.50 each. Free SMSs do not apply. T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on the Afternoon Express website.
All the best, everyone. Now, coming up, it's dominated news headlines since the beginning of the year. Now we get the lowdown on the coronavirus. See you after the break.
I'm Janeska Rademan. I am 24 years old. I'm a set decorator and an aspiring actress. Welcome to my crib. This is the lounge area. I don't really make a lot of food here because I tend to burn it. Yeah, that's enough. Let me show you my view from my room. So,
Hello, ek sien jou maatjies is hier.
So I still live with my parents. That's why I actually need to win this money. Okay.
There's only one person like Janeska. She's fun to be around and the type of person that you can't get enough of. So I think she would be perfect for this competition.
What I'm going to bring to the competition is fun and kindness. Maybe I'm a little bit competitive. Maybe I'm a lot. Let's see. I'm Janeska Rademan. Watch me on Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao, coming to you soon on SABC 3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I trust that you're having a wonderful Friday so far. Now, since December 2019, there hasn't been a day where the deadly coronavirus hasn't plagued major headlines across the globe. Now, as the world has gone into mass hysteria, health experts have scrambled to understand, track and try and contain this deadly new virus that has spread at an alarming rate. Now, while South Africa hasn't been affected, major cities like London have reported massive spikes in over-the-counter medications as citygoers attempt to prevent the deadly disease. Now, here to share some more insights on the coronavirus is Nicole Jennings from Pharmacodynamics. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So what exactly is the coronavirus?
All right, well, the coronavirus is essentially a respiratory virus that affects the upper respiratory tract. It jumped the species barrier at a wet market in Wuhan, China, meaning that, you know, it sort of jumped from, as yet, not recognized animal source. We're not sure exactly which animal it jumped from, and it now is a sort of, you know, human virus, and it's passing from human to human. I think, you know, to put it in context a little bit, we have many other viruses on the African continent that have a far greater impact at this stage. If you consider, for instance, influenza, which is the common flu, also an airborne viral infection, that impacts on apparently, you know, about 100,000 individuals a year. And in 2019, for example, we actually lost 11,000 people to the influenza virus. And there is a vaccine available for influenza. So, you know, people are just not taking that vaccine, not understanding that viruses can be fatal if we don't use medicine in the right way to prevent them. So I think that does put it in context, you know, for us in terms of the severity in South Africa, where, you know, we haven't had a single confirmed cases yet. But yeah, so a respiratory virus.
It just seems so weird how something like that can be in the world for, and I mean, probably dormant for years and years and years, and all of a sudden becomes a, you know, a worldwide tragedy. I mean, how bad can this get?
Well, currently many wonderful steps are in place to sort of contain the virus. If you look at the travel restrictions that are taking place in China, but the problem is, can these restrictions stay in place? You know, if the virus doesn't settle down eventually, how long can you ethically keep people locked up in one country? We've got a lot of factories and things where, you know, important products are being produced in China that are currently not operational. So if you consider, once people do start to travel again, and especially looking at the impact in countries that are not developed, where we don't have the infrastructure to build massive hospitals and...
But how are they going to contain this? It almost seems impossible.
It's very difficult to, you know, I mean, if you think it's already busy spreading with all of these restrictions in place, what they are doing is they're currently monitoring at ports of entries for different countries, and they're checking for fever in particular. If fever is detected, they do a mouth and a throat swab, and if they do pick up that you have been infected with the coronavirus, that person will then be detained, you know, in units that are already, you know, available at most hospitals for these types of incidences of new diseases. And those people are then treated. Unfortunately, symptoms are treated, you know. There's no cure yet. There's no vaccine. So it's treated on a symptomatic level, but that person would then essentially rely on their own immune system to overcome this coronavirus.
Wow, that is insane. I heard on the radio today that there's a cruise ship and everybody cannot get off the ship because I think there's 2 cases of coronavirus on the ship. So everybody has to kind of be contained. It's tragic. It's so scary.
Tragic. And it, you know, it becomes a situation of the greater good in terms of containing these people and individual human rights. How long can you keep sort of people trapped in one country before you open the port?
But when you travel and you wear those little masks that you see everybody's kind of pulling a Michael Jackson lately, I mean, can that help?
There are certain brands of masks that have shown efficacy in blocking airborne viruses, but there are now many masks available on the market that are not necessarily effective. And also handling those masks, there's a very specific way to go about it. You know, you have to wash your hands before you put the mask on. There's only a very short, limited time period in which that mask will actually be effective if you've got one that actually, you know, is a stronger brand. And I think, you know, sort of panic is leading people to just buying, you know, whatever is available. And of course, you know, there's also many reports that healthcare professionals who need masks because they are in close proximity to the virus and they are dealing with these different patients are unable to get the necessary supplies. So I do think, you know, there is a bit of panic that should just, you know, relax a little bit, and we must take care to just see it within context in terms of, you know, other health epidemics out there.
Was it Bill Gates this week who said that if the coronavirus had to hit South Africa, it would be absolutely devastating? But so far there's no confirmed case.
So far there are no confirmed cases in South Africa. First confirmed case in Cairo, Egypt now.
Okay.
You know, if you look at the way that the coronavirus has spread and the impact it's had on individuals, many people with a weak immune system are the ones that we see it's fatal, you know, in those incidences. And South Africa and Africa, we have a lot of conditions like your HIV, TB, malaria that does compromise the immune system.
Exactly.
So from that perspective, it could be devastating. We are also classified as a developing country, which does mean we do not have the infrastructure and the resources to move as quickly as a first world country can when it comes to combating this virus. Another you know, contributing factor, if they do relax the traveling restrictions, is the fact that we've got you know, about 1 million Chinese nationals that actually live on the African continent. So when those people enter the country, it's not unreasonable to think that this virus will enter the country and it will likely start to spread.
Totally. Now, let's go back to the UK, because, I mean, Heathrow Airport sees millions and millions of tourists coming in there every single day. And I heard that pharmacies now in the UK are selling your Pharmacodynamics spray, and sales have gone up by 688%. What is the spray and what can it do to prevent coronavirus?
So it's essentially hydroxypropyl methylcellulose powder. This is a powder of natural origin, vegetable origin. It's classified as a CAM, which means it's not a prescription product. So you can, you know, receive this product from your pharmacist without a script from a doctor. And this powder, once it enters the nasal cavity, it forms a gel barrier. And this barrier blocks airborne viruses as well as allergens. Now, there is no clinical data that confirms that this powder can block the coronavirus. There's ample clinical data that shows it can block airborne viruses in general, such as influenza and cold, you know, or the rhinovirus. And I think consumers are just making the assumption, if this powder can block one airborne virus, let's use it to block another airborne virus.
But that makes sense, because, I mean, is the coronavirus stronger or, you know, more permeating, I suppose, than any other virus?
Well, I mean, you know, it's a virus like any other virus. Before we identified vaccines and medications to treat viruses, they were life-threatening, as they still are when proper vaccinations and treatment don't take place. So, you know.
So how does it work? Just make like you inhale it or ingest it, and then it makes a little layer so that when you breathe, it kind of creates a block that it doesn't get absorbed in the skin or taken into your lungs?
So essentially, one of the main ports of entry for airborne viruses is the nose. The mouth is also another port of entry, but this at least protects the nose. So it's a powder spray that you hold at the base of the nose, and then when you push this bottle, a powder essentially, you know, spews out, and you can actually feel it covering the inside of the nasal membrane. Within a few seconds, then that powder turns into gel, and it literally just, you know, forms a bit of a barrier that just blocks allergens and viruses from actually entering the system.
I think the world is going to get to a point where we travel nowadays, we all have to wear those masks and take the nasal spray just in case, because you never know how quickly one of these viruses can just radically spread. Now, obviously, South Africa isn't an imminent threat, but what can we do now for kind of precautionary measures just in case it does hit? Like, is there something that you can do like to build up your antibodies against corona?
Absolutely. So, you know, generally the best thing to do is to keep a strong immune system, and that really does boil down to regular exercise, a very healthy diet. So just make sure you're getting all your micronutrients, because that's essential in maintaining a strong immune system. And, you know, then the World Health Organization also recommends general precautions. So wash your hands with soapy water as often as possible for up to 20 seconds at a time. And you can also look at an alcohol-based sanitizer that's at least 60% alcohol, just to, you know, practice good personal hygiene.
Listen, that's a very good conversation point. How many people go, I mean, do you at home, let us know, wash your hands with soapy water for longer than 20 seconds? Like, I always watch people in public bathrooms. They just kind of splash water on their hands. And
it's sort of a must-do.
Done. And then move on. Wow, that's... Okay, so at least we know that there are things to do. Well, are there any kind of stigmas or myths at the moment flying around attached to the coronavirus that we should be aware of?
Very much so. One thing in particular is the fact that people don't want to import Chinese products products anymore. And the World Health Organization has actually issued an official statement now to say that the virus doesn't survive long on objects. So it is still safe to receive your parcels and your imports from China. I mean, you know, that's their main business, is export.
Exactly.
So not wanting to, you know, it's devastating for business. Well, it's quite, and not just for them, for businesses that mainly import their products from China as well. It can have quite a devastating impact.
Yeah.
Another thing that healthcare professionals have picked up on is a spike in the use of antibiotics. And antibiotics should generally be used for bacterial infection, not for viral infection. This is an issue that we see constantly, even with the cold and flu as well. People want to take antibiotics to treat a viral infection.
And it won't work.
It won't work. It's ineffective. And not just that, by using an antibiotic, we contribute to antibiotic resistance, which is a very real and very serious threat.
So what is antibiotic resistance?
So antibiotic resistance is essentially where a bacteria builds up resistance against this specific antibiotic. And what's important to note is that antibiotic resistance doesn't impact you as a person. It impacts the bacteria that you are currently facing.
So that one day when I do need that antibiotic, it won't
work
be
for
ineffective.
You. So if you misuse antibiotics or you take someone else's antibiotics, you don't finish your course, you don't practice responsible antibiotic use, the bacteria becomes resistant and that bacteria spreads. So it's a very, very serious issue that the healthcare community faces.
Okay, but now, you know, they always say that when you start a course of antibiotics, you've got to finish that whole course. If I haven't done that ever, does that mean that I'm actually doing my body harm?
You are doing your body harm, but you are definitely increasing the incidence of antibiotic resistance, because if that bacteria has not been destroyed by the antibiotic, that bacteria could build up resistance to the antibiotic.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now you know it. Finish that course of antibiotics, stay healthy, get your immune system up, and hopefully none of us are going to be getting coronavirus anytime soon. Thank you very much for clearing the air for us, literally. Now, while South Africa is not an immediate threat for the coronavirus, it is always in your best interest to really practice regular good hygiene. Remember, 20 seconds under the tap with soapy water. Take the right preventative measures, and of course, for more information on Nexus Shield nasal spray, you can visit nexusshield.co.za. That's the one we discussed. Go check it out.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Absolutely crucial information coming from the lounge. Everyone, make sure that you are safe, healthy, hygienic, because besides interacting with people or being in the kitchen, we all gotta be super duper clean. Now, looking for a great recipe to entertain your family or friends this weekend? Well, on our menu today, Chef Chumi's Butro Milli rice and sausage tart will definitely make sure to be the perfect bride dish after sizzling those burris on the coal. Like, you need to try this at home, everyone. And to do that, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. You have promised a lot here because a lot of South Africans, you know, it's summer, it's February, we are definitely outside braaiing. So this is a perfect recipe to try in the kitchen and on the braai.
Yes, I figure if you are umakoti and you want to impress your in-laws, this is one tart to bring to them, because meat, done. Starch, done. Chakalaka, done. You're sorted.
All of our favorites.
One meal, like you've won them over. So we're going to start with our tart. Like we mentioned, it's a Milli rice tart. So the base of our tart is the Milli rice. So we're going to start with that now, just get that into the pot, get it cooking.
So I know Utomi has been judging me since the beginning of the show, because I did not know, or rather I wasn't familiar with Milli rice. I didn't know how Milli rice is prepared, the consistency, mina ngazi papa, and besides papa, no poto, I know umngosho, you know, stamp. So how does this play? Where does this fare?
So what I'd like to say, this is just my interpretation, right? You've got one grain that's basically been broken down 3 times. You've got samp, then after samp is the Milli rice, then after Milli rice is the pap. So you've basically taken one grain and you've broken it down into all these different sizes, basically. And if you can see the consistency of it, the actual grain, once it's actually cooked, it becomes thick and it holds together, which is different to rice. Rice is very flaky, so it actually,
and it disperses.
Yes, whereas this grain actually holds together.
So this grain is the best of both worlds,
basically. Yes, I said something like this earlier in the week, but if let's just say pap and samp had a baby, it would be
Milli rice. This Milli rice looks really, really good, though. I'm very excited to try it. So hopefully now you will not revoke my license as an African lady here, because we're learning, we're growing with each other. So you're creating now, what?
Yes, so what we're going to do now is we also want to flavor the Milli rice. We're making the tart, so we don't want the flavor to only be in the chakalaka. We want the flavor to be in the actual Milli rice as well.
Okay.
So what we've got in the pan here, we've got our onion as well as some garlic and some bay leaves for those aromatics, you know, for those flavors to, you know,
come
flavor.
together. I'm
all about
telling
flavor
you.
here.
And I see you definitely, yes, you
Yes.
splashed some butter on here.
Yes, and because of the creaminess of the butter oil, what it does is that it gives you that blend of sunflower oil and butter.
Delicious.
So that just makes it even greater. Like, it's perfect for your pantry. Like, it's basically a perfect ingredient to have in your pantry. What I'm going to do actually before I continue here is just take out the bay leaves, which I should have done before I put it in there. But anyway.
All good. So this butter oil as well, I know that it's kosher and halal certified, so it is basically good for everyone. Doesn't matter your culture, doesn't matter your religion, what creed you belong to. This is something for you. It's packed with nutrients, and that flavor, that you know, that oiliness is definitely something that is needed when you're dealing with something that can be a bit dry.
Yes, exactly. You're right. So this is the very same butter oil that we use to fry up our sausage as well. In this case, we've used nice, beautiful boerewors. If you don't eat red meat, you can always use chicken sausages.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go too deep, you can even use Viennas if that's your thing. You know, it's not.
And there's also very good vegan and vegetarian options out there and substitutes. So whatever tickles your fancy, you can do it. Or go ahead with straight mushrooms then.
Girl, you've got
enjoy.
it. Like, you've got this. I think, like, we need to start changing sessions now. You need to be here and I need to be in the lounge.
Stop chasing. No, thank you, girl. We got you here as our taste master for a reason, because this is definitely going to be a very flavorful dish. And if you would like to try this at home, as we are creating the layers of this tart, simply SMS the keyword clover. This looks really, really good.
Yeah, so this is the second layer of our tart. And then the third layer is our chakalaka. I don't know if you like to make your own chakalaka or buy it. It depends on my mood.
For me, I was going to say, it depends on my mood. You know, stores these days in 2020 has made a lot very, very easy for us. So you do get that pre-made chakalaka, but nothing beats a homemade chakalaka, because you can play with the different flavor intensities. If you like something a little hot, do you want to put another layer?
Sure.
If you like something a little hot, you can do that too. But if you like it a bit milder, you can play with it the way you want to. And I know, Chef Dumi, you say that you do something special with your chakalaka.
Yes. If I'm feeling lazy, I actually like to add some acha to my chakalaka because it adds that additional tanginess. And then if I want to as well, I add some sugar. So it literally is up to you as well with the chakalaka. If you want to go crazy, add some tomato sauce, add some mayo. It's completely up to you. Like, girl, in the kitchen, it's all up to you. Do what you feel is best for you and your tummy.
Yeah, let's continue adding these layers.
And this is the last layer now of our tart. What we're going to do after this, once we've put the last layer of the chakalakas, we're going to add some cheese and then put it all into the oven and then bake it off until it's nice and cheesy and melty and golden brown on the
delicious.
top. And delicious.
I'm going to have that. I'm going to add some of this clover cheese as well, just doubling up on the clover flavors. And whilst this is, you can put that in and it comes out looking this great. I mean, this is definitely something filling. It is family friendly and everything is good when you share it. We all know that in the kitchen. Now, to get this recipe, simply SMS the keyword clover to 33650. But in case you missed it, here's a quick recap. It's all for me.
Made with love by Clover. Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Still to come on Afternoon Express, we've got a live performance coming up later in the show by hip-hop star True Crack, who just dropped his latest single. But now, after the break, Palesa meets up with some really strong working women for an honest conversation about everything from careers to confidence to skincare. You don't want to miss that.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Tropical Island of Treasure is back for a 9th season, and this time around we're coming to you from the Dutch Caribbean island of Curacao. Here, 6 celebrities and 6 smooth fans will pair up to compete for fame and fortune and the smoothest treasure of all, a shade 1 million rand. 3, 2, 1, go! Catch the new season of Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. from the 3rd of March on SABC3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, I recently sat down for lunch with a diverse group of beautiful, strong ladies to talk about self-worth, self-love, and being confident at work and around others. When it comes to confidence, it's all about believing in yourself, knowing your worth, and feeling comfortable in your skin. Now, when you feel good, you look good. Over the past few decades, women around the world are changing the narrative in their various fields. From creative to corporate industries, women are slowly taking ownership of their dreams with their best face forward. AfriDome believes in the empowerment of women. So today we've brought together a group of diverse women to discuss what empowerment means to them and what inspires them to keep putting their best face forward no matter what. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I mean, there's no better way to put together a group of ladies than with good food, some drinks, and meaningful conversation. Yes. Cheers to that. Yes. Ladies, what does empowerment mean to you?
Well, for me, empowerment means loving yourself. Because like that for me, if you don't love yourself, then you're just like in a state of confusion. You don't know where to place yourself. So if I love myself, that's definitely a game changer.
As women are so powerful if we just, believe in ourselves. If we just true to ourselves, if you are surrounded by good energy, if you are surrounded by inner peace, we can strive as women.
Well, it's something we have to be intentional about and not just assume because we are around a lot of women, we're automatically gonna get it. So you need to actually put yourself in conversations like these where you get to talk about these kind of things. So I think it's very important, especially when it comes to being self-aware.
Yeah. Absolutely. And for me, I think it's believing in what you have to offer the world and being in an environment that allows that. So walking into a room and knowing that you belong on that table and you have something to give.
Please said, something that I've struggled with a lot is imposter syndrome. When talking about getting into that table, you finally sat down and now you have to contribute and have something meaningful to put forward. How do you deal with imposter syndrome?
I think at the bottom of it is giving yourself permission. It's like, and also getting rid of the responsibility of thinking that you have to hold or walk for every single black woman or for every single woman.
Do you ladies use mantras?
Brown skin girl.
Your skin just like pearls. The best thing in the world. I'll never trade you for anybody else.
I mean, tell me what's better than Beyonce's brown skin girl? I mean, sometimes when you're in the room, they all notice you. That's the only mantra that you have to remind yourself of, because sometimes you find yourself in spaces that are bigger than you, in spaces where you feel like you have nothing to offer. But believe me, you have a purpose there and they will notice you. So that's all I need.
Our regimen has changed over the time. So if you were to reverse and go back and give your younger self some advice, what would it be?
I would tell younger Mathe to run away from products that bleach your skin. For me, when I started using makeup, I got breakouts, I got pimples, I got everything that you don't want as a young person who's just starting out in makeup. And so I went for products that were gonna take that away, but they ended up changing my skin tone, changing my skin color, and ending bleaching my skin. So I would definitely tell the younger me, you're beautiful as you are.
I've just learned so much from you ladies. Thank you so much for imparting such wisdom onto me. I've definitely taken my notes. But finally, the words, putting your best face forward. What does it mean to you?
So for me, there will be, because I have a twin sister and we have different routines in the morning, but one of the things we do very much the same is our skincare routine. So when we wake up in the morning, one of the things that we are going to fight about is the bathroom mirror, because we are both getting ready to put our beauty faces on, because let's just face it, when you feel good, you do good.
And when you feel good, you do good. Since skin is our largest organ, it is vital that we make extra effort to take care of it. So ladies, here's to taking up space and making sure that melanin stays popping.
Cheers, ladies.
You're beautiful. Love the shade of your skin. An all-in-one solution for beautiful skin.
Coming up after the break, Palesa recently faced her fears and went paragliding for the very first time. And of course, we sent a camera crew with to capture all the drama.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where, listen, if you're not ready for the weekend, we're about to inject a whole lot of adrenaline in you to ready you for the weekend. Now, Jeannie, you know how earlier this year we were talking about in 2020, we just want to say yes. It's the year of yes. Yes to more fun.
I haven't stopped.
Yes to more adventure. Well, girl, last week I said yes. And I did something that I never thought I would do. I was scared, I was tentative, but hey, listen, girl, I jumped off a mountain and I went paragliding over Cape Town. Just watch this.
Yes!
A while ago, I was chatting to Jeannie and we were discussing how we want to ditch our New Year's resolutions and truly embrace adventure for 2020. So today I've decided to do something I don't usually do and truly step out of my comfort zone. So I'm going to jump off Signal Hill and paraglide over Cape Town. I mean, I think it's time for me to face my fears, but I'm kind of excited. Herman, I'm so excited but kind of nervous at the same time. What can I expect and how does paragliding work?
So it's normal to be nervous. If you were not nervous, I would be worried. But we are here in our office, and what we're going to do, we're going to run down this slope, and the moment we get airborne, you're going to say, wow. It's as easy as that.
Once we're officially airborne, how high do we get from the ground and how long is the flight?
So we take off here from about 400 meters, I think to be exact about 370. We're going to fly out over the city, and flight time depends on the wind and the day. Sometimes we catch thermals and we can fly along, but normally it's about 10 minutes, but it can be up to 50 minutes. So all you have to do is sit in your seat. It feels like a lazy boy chair, so you're going to sit down and just relax and enjoy it.
Oh, well, on that note, Herman, I'm ready to go.
The sun is going to come out, it's going to be beautiful, the wind is coming up the slope, we're going to run down here into the wind and take off and enjoy ourselves.
As I'm getting strapped into my harness, the feeling is becoming more real than ever. I'm about to jump off Signal Hill. The weather is clearing up, so people are lining up to jump off Signal Hill. The vibe is electric and my heart is starting to pound. I can feel it in my throat. The anticipation is slowly building. It seems like the fog is clearing up. As you can see, someone is already on their way in the air. I'm in the queue. I don't know how to feel right now. Nervous, excited, I'm all the above, but watch me take off and truly fly. As we take our running starts, we're starting to build up momentum. Herman is telling me to keep running, Balisa, keep running, but I'm slowly feeling the floor disappear under my feet, and I'm in the air. Oh, this is so cool. Paragliding is such a unique experience. There's no window in front of you, there's no shield around you, and there's no floor beneath you. Yet you're sitting quite comfortably in this chair like a lazy boy. Finally, my nerves have disappeared, and I'm truly enjoying the vibe. With 24 years of experience, I think Herman is the perfect man for this job. I'm truly taking a leap of faith, and I think I'm in safe hands. This is a view of Cape Town that I've never experienced before. The city seems so still and so peaceful. I see the stadium and Robben Island peeking through the clouds. This is magical. That tranquil feeling quickly disappeared as we prepared for our landing. Herman decided to take me on a roller coaster ride. We went tumbling, flipping and spinning through the air. With the ground rapidly approaching, this is the moment I was scared of. I don't want to go for a tumble, but Herman instructs me to stand up straight and keep my legs moving. That was so much fun! I did it! I can't believe I did it! That was such an exhilarating experience. Adrenaline is pumping through my body as finally I've got my feet on solid ground. I think I'm ready for some comfort food. McDonald's has a 2 for 25 Rand special, which basically means I can get 1 of 4 burgers. It could be the burri, cheese, jalapeno, or chicken burger, and the choice of one side. I think I know what I'm getting. Hi, Sis Tandi. Please may you give me your 2 for 25 Rand special, but I'll take the cheeseburger and small fries. The classic. Hey, thank you so much. Delicious. This McDonald's is certainly hitting the spot. Today I had so much fun doing something I never thought I would do, and it was the best experience. So from now on, I'm saying yes to more adventure, yes to more experiences, and yes to more fun. And right now, I'm definitely saying yes to this burger. Take me back. I had such a good time reliving that, watching it. Oh my goodness.
more than that.
No, it was so much fun, ladies. I had so much. Oh, just going back, seeing myself in the air is quite a surreal moment for me. Dumi, have you been saying yes this year?
I have, but the one thing I am struggling to say yes to is bungee jumping. I've been wanting to do it, I still haven't. So hopefully after that, that's inspiration. I have to do it.
We're doing it together.
Okay,
Let's
fine.
skydive.
Kevin, can I take both of you skydiving?
It's a yes from me. It's a year of yes, Dumi. You can't say
You
no.
have to. You can't say no. You've got to say yes. We just say yes.
Okay, fine.
Okay, good.
Listen, action, attraction is what we're all about here on Afternoon Express. So after my adrenaline rush, I needed some comfort food. And I know the only way and the only place for that is McDonald's, of course. And get this. They are running a 2 for 25 Rand special where you have a choice of 1 of 4 burgers and 1 of 3 sides for only 25 Rand, ladies. So everything that we have right now, whether it's chicken, chicken burger, buri burger, jalapeno burger, decide if you...
I got cheeseburger. This is my standard order.
Yeah, easy.
I am so obsessed. This is literally my favorite.
And you know, I love chips, but do you know what I like? I'm going to steal some of your ice cream. And then I'm going to...
I don't think anyone else did that.
No, you don't do that.
My word.
It's so good. So, Joan,
is that a
Try
thing?
it. It's a thing.
It's so good.
It's the best thing next to sliced bread.
Listen, if you're about to jump off a mountain, this is what you put in your mouth as soon as you land. Tell me that ain't good.
Wow.
Welcome to my world. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Wow.
I love it. Delicious.
Amazing, right?
That is so good.
I'm going to be enjoying this.
It's the sweet, it's the salty. Wow.
I'm going to enjoy this whilst True Crack is
that
performing.
is good. Yeah. True Crack performing on Afternoon Express after the break. Give me that ice cream.
I've never met someone with a heart like this.
He embodies what it means to be selfless.
Even when I was in a state of panic, she showed me true bravery.
Often the bravest people don't see themselves as others do. Join us in celebrating these brave heroes. Nominate the pharmacists and healthcare professionals in your community making a real difference and stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand.
the ultimate family safari experience at the Protea Hotel by Marriott Krugergate. This offer includes upmarket safari lodge-style accommodation on the banks of the Savi River in our Queen guest rooms for 2 adults and 2 kids sharing, plus a buffet breakfast and dinner daily. With rooms from 3,200 Rand a night, take this magical African safari and spa-scape to the Protea Hotel by Marriott Krugergate.
We're about to kick off your Friday. Now, our next guest is multi-talented entrepreneur, producer, and hip-hop artist, True Crack. In 2018, he worked with Fifi Cooper, producing and mixing for her album, Take Me Back. Now, this week, he's dropped his latest single, The Yanos. Welcome to The Loft, True.
Thank you very much.
Your musical journey has been something so special, and you've definitely cemented your stamp on some South African music.
Sure.
But now you've dropped your latest single. Tell us about it, and tell us about the journey that led you here.
Really, The Yanos is just me being, like, embracing this amazing genre of house that we have, you know. And people be saying, like, house is taking over hip-hop these days, you know. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be like that, you know. And the reason why I made this song was, like, we need to embrace it as much as we can. So with the song called The Yanos, I'm actually embracing this amazing subgenre of house, the Yanos.
I love that. I was going to say it's quite a contradiction having a hip-hop artist performing a song called The Yanos, but I love that description of it. There's no need to compete. Let's collaborate, let's come together, and let's make magical music. Well, congratulations for all the work and all the success you've done, not only in your own personal life, but also with multiple other artists. Muesli, Amo Fifi, definitely making waves. Performing his latest single, this is True Crack with The Yanos. Take it away.
I feel like I won a lotto. I wanna be stacking this paper, they call me Pablo. Yeah, I'm coming for the crown, you better swallow. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos. They loving the Yanos, loving the Yanos. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos, man. They loving the Yanos, loving the Yanos. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos, man. True. I told her come to the stool, she told me I'm working a lot. I always stay in shape, my circle's smaller than a block. They told me the money talks, but never tell me to stop. And she got me feeling so small, she listen to Kabza a lot. She wanna go to the club, that's what they do for the gram. Okay, she told me I'm hot, but she don't wanna see me go talk to a fan. Like, hell no, man. Let me call old Pro quick, oh, let me say no names. Been studio for 2 days. Ain't talking about pace, but I stay low key. You can call me True, this thing is toll free. Never call yourself a king, homeboy, no need. Swear this thing is not a movie, don't act like you know me. Look how I sit on the throne, for things that I stand for. I'm a teacher, hand a student, the lesson is self-taught. They don't wanna see me leave with things that I came for. Swear that I'm buying a church just to be a landlord, oh God. I woke up feeling like I won a lotto. I wanna be stacking this paper, they call me Pablo. Yeah, I'm coming for the crown, you better swallow. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos. They loving the Yanos, loving the Yanos. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos, man. They loving the Yanos, loving the Yanos. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos, man. Look, they wanna drink, they wanna dance, man. Look how I'm running the game, but these ever lap dance. They ain't slipping, they want my result in advance, man. She's crushing on me, I hope she got airbags. Crazy, she living with me for the bottle. I know she wanna let me tap that, but she told me she just wanna cuddle. I see through her like a ghost. Yeah, nah. She says I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm always on the road. I try to date a bank, ain't a girl that I would need. I'm effing with her money, it is something I can please. I don't really like to see men I lend, please. I don't buy a watch, I invest the money from the gigs. I see homies swim up different. Them exes always call me reminiscent. TCE forever, loves entertainment. Always spend their profits back on business, nigga, yeah. I woke up feeling like I won a lotto. I wanna be stacking this paper, they call me Pablo. Yeah, I'm coming for the crown, you better swallow. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos. They loving the Yanos, loving the Yanos. I see them pretty girls loving the Yanos, man. They loving the Yanos.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.